Well, I will say, like, transitioning into kind of like lessons learned and LinkedIn and things like that. You know, I personally have been struggling with just like feeling good, balancing. I'm almost 3 years into a business, scaling, and all of the things is always really hard. And so like I have a very consistent social media schedule, right? So give or take, I've been posting pretty consistently. But my ability to engage on LinkedIn, right? So coming and commenting and doing all of that has like tremendously just been pulled back because I got to figure out where my time goes. And I think one of the things like that I have seen throughout this, let's say, quarter past 90 days is that work pays off, right? I'm still getting leads. I'm still getting people messaging me. I'm still getting new connections. And so although that work is the secret sauce, I think what I have kind of shown to myself is if you build consistency and you have something that can continue, you can kind of ebb and flow on consistency in some ways and still continue to see the results that you want. So anyways, just kind of some lessons learned from me in a different way since we honestly got together last with me almost 90 days or 60 days ago, I guess, since I missed the last one. And I think that's important, right? Because there's a lot of talk about consistency and showing up every day or doing this or doing that. And I know, Dana, you've posted about impressions recently and how, like, you know, the numbers don't always translate to the results. And so I think, again, there's a common mantra out there: numbers, numbers, numbers. This is how you get that number. This is how you get that number. And those things are true. But like, do you want numbers or do you want what Dana said, you know, getting new leads and new clients? Do you want what I have is new leads and new clients? And so again, it's the social media world is so weird because there's so many different ways you can quote unquote win. I think we all have to define what winning means to us and then hold on to that fiercely, regardless of what the experts tell us, including me, including Dana, including Molly, because, you know, we all have our own goals and that means that we have different outcomes from all of it. So I don't know, that's kind of just my observation with my personal journey on social media over the past few weeks and months. And again, like, if I didn't have the structure that I have, I would have disappeared completely. That didn't happen. I post most every single day, give or take a few days, you know, even during me kind of being disengaged because of my process. But again, that personal level matters. But that I think can kind of ebb and flow, and you can still see kind of the results that you want. So anyways, throwing that out there, you know, chat as Mike Myers on Coffee Talk would say, chat amongst yourselves. But that's kind of what I thought would be interesting to start this conversation with.
I want to add a couple of things to you, Liz, because to your point, right, there are voyeurs on every platform, right? So whatever social media platform on, people who don't, you know, create content themselves and don't really engage in content. They're, you know, they're just looking at, you know, whatever. But that doesn't mean that you don't capture them in some, you know, meaningful way. I get text messages all the time about a post and I'm like, you didn't even like I didn't even know, how did I even know that you looked at it, right? So I know it's reaching, you know, in audience base that I hope that it will. I will also tell you, and Laura, you're brilliant at this. Your engagement is fantastic. You don't create a lot of content and post a lot of content, but most relationships are formed in what? Engagement, right? Like communicating back and forth, making comments. That's what sparks, you know, a relationship between people. So I would say, you know, if I had to say to you one thing, you know, pick engagement over creating content. Engagement, if you're looking to really create meaningful relationships that are going to drive business, that will really help. So then that leads me back to you, Liz, of like, you know, your engagement you felt was kind of off for the last few weeks. So I want to show you guys a super cool trick I learned. let me go. I'm going to go to my LinkedIn page and then, oh crap, hang on. I got to come back to, let me share more options. What am I doing?
What are you doing?
Okay.
What are you doing, Dana?
Freaking idea what I'm doing.
I love
Presentation.
that.
Okay, so I want LinkedIn share. Let me know when you guys can see me.
Nothing
You got
so
me?
far.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing. Oh, nothing.
Oh, yeah, it's coming.
Oh, yep.
There
Yep.
it is.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, if you go to your, your home page, right? Like that's the, I'm trying to get it to go to my home page. I don't know why mine is so slow tonight. All right. So this is like your regular home page. When, you log in, this is the place that LinkedIn wants you to be because it wants you to stay on your home page scrolling as much as possible because that's where it learns things about you, how often you're stopping, if you're looking at videos, yada, yada, yada. But if you want to build, specific engagement, if you go up to this search bar, you click on it and you just hit enter. Right? Simply hit enter. Oh, why is this taking? I probably have 9,500 tabs open. Oh, I do have 9,500 tabs open. So if you hit, is it working? Can you guys see?
It shows us like Larry Silver and Greg.
Okay.
Well, and Vicky.
Does it normally pull up like a people and a posts kind of page, Dana?
That's exactly right. It's going to give you like this filter bar. Okay.
Do you want me to share my screen right now? Because I think it did it for me.
You're moving faster, and I'll just guide you with what. Let me stop sharing.
Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you were talking about, Dana?
Why do I just see your pretty face in my
The Vogue.
can't open
Vogue. There's a box
picture. I'm not in.
There's a
Picture.
box somewhere that has
What's
screen
going
share.
Okay. There you are. All right. So yeah. Okay. So see that right below the search bar, it says like people, posts, blah, 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 blah. Click on posts. Okay. So if you want to like see like posted, you can do some sorting of things. So just hit date posted and now put past 24 hours.
Whoa.
Where is that? How'd you get there?
Even
okay,
group.
so I'm going to go back to where I was. So I went to this search bar right here.
Uh-huh.
And instead of searching, I just hit enter.
Yep.
And it pulled this up. And then I went on this bar to posts right here. And it gave me the ability to
but don't click on anything else yet, Liz. Nope. Just click on
24 hours.
Yeah, show all results. Okay. Now, cool. It's going to show you like, things in your feed of people that have posted within the 24 hours. But let's say, for example, that you want to get even more granular. Let's say in our LinkedIn squad, we want to build where we just see just our squad posts. So when we spend our 10 minutes in the morning, we're spending it on 10 minutes of actual squad people, right? So now go to all filters over to the right and scroll down to where it says from member and add a person's name. Now type my name in.
Oh, this is good.
You can keep adding. And then when you click show results, it's only going to give you that lists of people's content.
Okay, so to get this view, I'm gonna enter I have to enter everybody's name every time.
Yeah. Now you can build different lists, Molly. For example, maybe there's people that you want to target to join Athena's council. Maybe, so you can build different lists. So once you build your little member list right there, and you can put other stuff in there. I just do it just off the member's name. Click show results now, Liz. Okay. So now what this does is it gives you feed only from that list. So you can make your engagement like in record time. The very cool thing is if you go up into your web browser and you save this little tab, then you can go back to it every single day to that tab and get right to those people. So you can build however many tabs that you want.
How do you save it?
Engagement. Like up in your browser bar.
You're going to add a bookmark.
Yeah.
So I went up and I'm adding a bookmark. And so I'm putting my bookmark name, my LinkedIn list, the squad.
Yep.
And then I'll add all of these people to that. And so then I'm going to hit done. And then if I go to,
if you go back to all filters,
I'm just going to put it to my bookmark bar right now. So you guys can see that this is my LinkedIn list. So then I can just go to regular LinkedIn. But if I go up to this bookmark, it's going to bring every person on the squad that I just put in there on there. Amazing. Dana, huge. So you could do this for people that you are targeting for a job. You could have my LinkedIn list job, my LinkedIn list Athena's council, my LinkedIn list BFFs, my LinkedIn list my job, right? Like all of these different filters. So for me, like my clients, my people, this, there's so many different ways to do this. And like you said, Dana, this is like, huge. Saving these
instead of going through a bunch of feed of, maybe somebody showing up, right? And then you have to get all of these other people's feeds and you're scrolling and it's taking all of that time. Now the 15 minutes that you decided that you have is absolutely 100% focused on the people that you want to engage with.
Very cool. And even if like once a month you want to do some sort of like bigger outreach to like new people, you could do a filter of people I'm not connected to in this industry that post videos or, have posted content in the last, day. And that will give you a great way to engage with people who are already engaging on LinkedIn. Dana, awesome tip. Huge.
Yeah.
For real. I can't even, like, it's still settling in my brain how we can use this.
And there's an automated system that's out there that I started using about 3 weeks ago. It's a system called Dripify. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dripify. But you can literally go in and attach your Dripify account basically with LinkedIn. And actually, Liz, if you want to open your screen again on LinkedIn, I'm going to show you what you can do. So you can build a campaign in Dripify and you can start to populate it with people from in here. So if you'll just go to like your network, so that My Network tab at the top. So pull up your connections and just grab any one of those people that might have a contact base that's somebody you might want to speak with. So if you'll open one of those, any one of them. Okay, so you see that 500 connections. So if you click on that, and then you get rid of first at the top, there's first, second, third, get rid of that. And then go to all filters. And then if you scroll down on the right, you're going to be looking for title. So under title, you might put, if you're looking for loan originators, you would type in the word loan originators.
This should be illegal. This is awesome.
So, and then hit show results.
And that's probably a bad person for who I picked, right?
Okay.
So I think let me go back because I know what we're doing now. Because now I know what we're doing.
Yeah, do somebody like Greg.
So, and the way that I refer to it is, if they've left the bank vault open, then you can take advantage of it. So Greg's, as you can see, his are masked. You can't see them.
Mhm.
So, but if they leave the vault open, you can indeed go take them. And then what you do is, once you do that, all filters for loan originators, or all filters for whatever your title search is, branch managers, sales managers, whatever, then you grab the URL for those names and you load it into Dripify. And in Dripify, you build a campaign. And the first campaign is just an email that says, I've come across your profile. It seems really extraordinary that I haven't caught up with you before. Would love to connect. And in the campaign, you can run 2 campaigns. They accept or they don't accept. If they do accept,
Meaning accept your LinkedIn connection?
right. So you're going to put an invite in that email. They accept it. If they accept it, the campaign automatically goes and endorses them for a skill on their LinkedIn site. So now you're going to pop up in their scroll as someone who endorsed them today.
So the thing that's different about Dripify than some other random CRM that you could build a campaign in is that it can actually integrate with LinkedIn and understand if they have accepted that request and kind of get that level of connection and build that on a different way. That's awesome. I would say,
So,
go ahead.
Quick question. The email address, is it getting it from the LinkedIn profile contact info field?
Yep.
Okay, so that's that person's LinkedIn email address that's receiving the message through Dripify.
Correct.
Oh, this is awesome.
Now, the other thing I would say, and you guys, you can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
You'll see that I have something that probably looks a lot different to you than your normal LinkedIn feed right here. And this is Surf, which I love. This is what I use to tie in directly to my CRM. And again, not everyone needs to have a CRM. If you are just looking for a new job, you do not need to have a CRM to find a new job. I am a business owner who is prospecting leads and trying to keep track of all of those things. And so what I love about why I picked the CRM I picked, and I picked Surf, is because Surf allows me to work. These are direct custom fields within my CRM. And so I can connect. So Dee, what's your actual name? So I can find you on LinkedIn.
So it's Deirdre. So it's DEIR. So it's DRE, Deirdre Rogers. There you go.
So I can go in and view your full profile, right? I can see that we're not connected. So I'm going to connect you. That's great. I love it. I can go in here and click a button and just add you into my CRM. Everything now from your LinkedIn profile is directly in my CRM. In fact, I can click this button right here and now see you within my CRM if I want to. However, I don't have to go in here and look because I have the ability to add any custom fields that I want from my CRM into the LinkedIn UI directly, including their native. I'm not doing a pipe drive Surf sales pitch here, but if you are prospecting off of LinkedIn, and like you said, Deirdre, like there is a lot of power in that. So being able to, I used to spend so much time. Should I spend the time copying them into my CRM? How am I tracking them? Like there's so much time. It is so great that I can hit one button and everything can sync. And then because I pay, I also get different credits, so I can pull different LinkedIn email addresses for you guys, right? Like I can do different things as far as the data goes. The other coolest thing that I can do, because most of my prospecting comes from messages. So, well, let's use someone that has accepted my friend request. I can't believe, Dee, in 2 seconds you haven't accepted my friend request, but I can come in here and I can sync directly my LinkedIn messages to my CRM as well too. And so not only can I link the messages, but if I want to come in here, I can. It's not It's not.
I
LinkedIn.
think that's us talking trash about someone.
Well, it is, but I'm not going to say anything about that. But here we go. Use templates. You didn't have to say that, Molly. I wasn't going to scroll up and say anything.
You know what that message is? That message is me sending like a horrible video to Liz and saying, if this guy feels confident to get on LinkedIn, what are
I should do the damn thing.
yes.
But my point is, in here, I can create a bunch of templates. So I come in here and this is how I prospect, and I can link this back to my CRM. So I think the end of the day, figure out what tools you need and what you want to track. And I think Dripify is a great, like, CRMs, MailChimp, whatever. But the cool thing with that is it can understand if someone's connecting to you and respond in a different way. And that's kind of the cool thing about that. Now, if you don't care, or if you're only reaching out to 5 people and you're checking it every day, don't spend that money on the technology, right? But like for someone like me that's connecting to a bunch of people and would love to be able to pivot a campaign, whether or not they're accepting my request, I mean, huge. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a tip for if you're really trying to go deep into lead generation.
Yep.
Dripify will help in attaching to LinkedIn because it can do so many things in LinkedIn on your behalf.
Yep.
That, endorse a skill, go check their profile, it's doing all this stuff, and they're seeing your name come up in their feed every single week.
Yep.
So it's got some consistency to it. That's really pretty cool. But you can also set the campaign to say if they don't accept within a week, drop them from the campaign and move on.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm not their cup of tea, let's move on and find someone else that is. But I think that's powerful. And again, having that flexibility within LinkedIn where, regardless of what the goals are of this group, a lot of those goals are solved by engaging on LinkedIn, right? Whatever that end goal is. So having tools to manage, even if you're job hunting, who's accepting my request and flagging that is huge, right? And being able to understand. I mean, part of even my game is like, okay, at what point in time do I say, this is why I connected with you, right? Because like LinkedIn doesn't tell you, it tells you when you connected, but it doesn't say you reached out or they reached out, right? And so like, it's just interesting, those different variables. So I think something like this would even help in understanding like what is changing that, because you actually have a capture on that data change, which LinkedIn doesn't give you natively. So that's kind of exciting too.
Yeah.
Now I want to play with a new tool. Gosh.
I know it. Okay, but
This
before
is not the goal of this, D, for me. Just kidding.
Before we do that, let's move from
and just realize that you can, if someone's connections are open, you can take them.
Yeah. And definitely a tool I use all the time, right? Especially like for someone like me that's looking for CEOs, being able to, any CEO in my space that I connect to, searching for the title CEO to their connections is, I mean, such a cheat. And then hi, I'm Liz. I think it's working smartly within the LinkedIn data filters is definitely a great next level hack. Especially
because it does show
your target,
that you're connected with the other person, which lends more credence to them accepting your 100%. Invite.
100%. I know Dana. She's kind of sketchy, but I'd still like to know you. Goes a long way. You know what I mean?
100%. All right, let's flip out of engagement real quick. Maybe like flip over to the content.
Love it.
For just a second, right? Because one of the first things that Liz and I talked about on the first squad was like, don't be weird, right? Like, think of LinkedIn as like the world's largest networking event. So if you were going to any conference, any networking event, you wouldn't walk in dancing like, what's your name from Seinfeld, right? Like, you're not going to be weird. You're there to like really, truly engage with people. You're not going to pitch slap them, right? You're not going to be like, hi, I'm Dana, I'm a consultant and I do AI and blah, blah. Like none of that. It's just like that really natural, authentic way of if you were at a bar or any restaurant or somewhere else that you would meet friends, i.e. this space right here, doing exactly what we're doing, which is talking to each other and learning things about each other and helping each other. So that's one of the things I like to tell people about LinkedIn, because you're not weird in real life. I know you chicks, you're not. But somehow when you get on social media, you get all weird. Stop it. Like your beautiful, authentic, wonderful selves is what's going to get you the engagement that you're looking for. That can come in all different kinds of ways. I don't know if you've noticed in the past, like almost 3 weeks, I've really been changing up my posts, right? Most of them have my face, right? My new headshots. I paid for those suckers. I'm going to use them. So I'm mixing them up a little bit. But the reason why I've been doing that so much is I'm getting ready to go to the gathering. I want people in the hallway to go, I know you, right? And so depending on what you're looking to achieve with your content is the way that you should be showing up, but as authentically as possible, right? After the gathering, I'll have a campaign like to do some video stuff. I want to capture some video stuff at the gathering, and maybe like people that I meeting for the first time, but we've been following each other, right? Like capture that moment. In one of my posts today, I said, now taking appointments for hallway selfies at the gathering, right? So that's why I really just want to encourage you guys I know it sometimes can feel really uncomfortable. And maybe for someone like Liz or me, who's now been doing it for as long, I mean, I've been building my personal brand for almost 2 years on LinkedIn. So it seems more natural for me to show up and, do a post that has my face or whatever. I got to think about that shit every single time I post one, right? And I do it in my girl brain. It's like, oh, what are people going to think of that? So what? Who cares? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about it. So get out of your own way there and show the real you, because I promise you that the real you that we've all come to know and we love and we engage is exactly the same way that you want to connect with people on LinkedIn. So I wanted to come back to that because some of us more than others of us are showing up in different ways with our content.
No, I love that, Dana. And I think, I hear that a lot. Like, Liz, I'm not you. Liz, I'm not you. Liz, I'm not you. Well, Liz wasn't Liz 3 years ago either. Go back and find any trace of me on social media or doing video, or watch my videos 3 years ago where I was like, hi, I'm Liz, and I want to tell you about stuff that I know because I'm smart and I want you to think I'm smart too. Like, you can't wait until you're awesome at something to start, and you can't compare yourself to someone who's been doing it for 2 years like Dana or myself, And so people aren't drawn as I mean, there's a lot of, I'm going to say it, dude bros in our industry who are obsessed with AI in every way, shape, or form that they can be. I love it, Dana. Progress over perfection. That's my jam. If I had a sticker right here, y'all need to send me your address because I have new progress over perfection stickers. So I'm going to send it out to all y'all. But I think like AI is here to stay, right? I am not anti-AI. We need to use it. But I do think in the age of AI, people are going to be drawn to authenticity. People are going to be drawn to imperfection. People are drawn to people that are like, hey, I'm trying. It's not perfect, but you can see me on a journey. And I think, love it, Dana. I think that's why I have been so successful in this, because I didn't wait till I was perfect and polished. I'm still not perfect and polished. I still look at the shit I post and say, ugh, I can't believe I recorded that day. I didn't feel like it. I wasn't feeling, all the things. But again, like, it's consistency. It's showing up, it's getting better, and it's feeling more comfortable. So Dana, to your point, I can't go to a conference and be one of the ones like, let's talk, let's do a picture, let's do a video, let's do this, right? And honestly, I'm an introvert. And so my social media makes that so much easier because people come up to me and say, Liz, let's do a video. Liz, let's do a picture. Liz, let's do this. So, I mean, my secret sauce isn't that Liz is so special in doing all of this. It's that I do all of this. So that is so much easier for me as well, too. And, you know, again, it is she who does the hard shit wins. And there are not a lot of people in general on LinkedIn who are doing this successfully. There are even less people in our industry. There are even less women in our industry. And so, you know, there's tremendous potential. It is why I am on LinkedIn. I don't do that much, y'all. I just show up, and because no one else does, Dana, I'm sure you feel the same way. We are seen as people who are, you know, voices in the industry. And 3 years ago, you wouldn't find me on social media. I changed my job on LinkedIn, and that was about it, you know? And so
That's what it was. It was a resume. That's what
but
it was.
today it's so much different, even for folks that are not like you, me, Molly, who are selling our own business, right? It is how, I mean, I am telling my 26-year-old daughter, you need a LinkedIn profile because she wants to change jobs and she's in finance now. And like, okay, now this is how you leverage this, right? And so it is just a different world. But it's a new world, which means there's a lot of opportunity. And, you know, it's why I tell people don't get on TikTok. For most of us, don't get on TikTok, don't get on Instagram. Like LinkedIn is where most of us need to be to achieve our goals. And it's, gosh, such a softer landing than any of those other places. So, you know, especially like, I mean, gosh, Dana, I am going to build like 17,000 filters. Okay, maybe 5 this weekend, but like what a hack to be able to now find all of my besties in quick different ways and engage with them. So, I mean, super cool. And for someone that's been doing this for a long time and knows filters, I mean, I'm still learning stuff. So I think that's what's really cool too.
I know that's my favorite thing about being a part of this squad, right? Is, you know, finding something. And literally, I found that today, right? So, and I was just going in and kind of trying to play around with some different stuff because I'm looking to make some different engagement with the, you know, I'm a brand ambassador as one of my consulting engagements. So I need to kind of build out a target list as a brand ambassador there, but it might not also align with my consulting customers. Those could look a little bit differently, right? And so I'm like, there's gotta be something that I'm missing, right? And so I just spent like 3 hours like going click, click, click. No, that's not right. Click, click. Holy, and then it was like, it was like Midas and touched gold.
Well, we appreciate your 3 hours and saving us of millions more for sure.
Yeah, I don't even pay for the LinkedIn premium, and I can do all those things.
Yep.
That's right.
I mean, that's on the free account.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yeah, I think, and there's so much that is available on the free account as well too, right? With searching and filters and all of those things. So huge tip. That's great, Dana.
Yeah.
Are there any questions that anyone has specifically for us today? I mean, I want to make sure that if there's specific questions that we have time to answer those too. You know, Dana and I can pontificate for a really long time about a lot of topics. Don't give us
Well, I have a
give us a
special
stage.
gift
I mean,
for you
don't
all.
give us the stage.
I have a special gift I've been working on for y'all.
I
And
love gifts.
yeah, and I'm emailing it to you right now.
I love giving and receiving.
Thanks for all those great tips, you guys. I've signed on for a couple sessions with Kevin Box. Do you know who he is?
No.
Spell the last name?
Box, Box.
Oh,
Kevin.
like box. I was BAUGC. No,
I know.
box.
Yeah.
Box.
So I'm going to get some cheat sheets from him on one of his sessions, and I'll share those.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Is he a LinkedIn
Oh yeah,
coach? Okay.
he went from I don't know, like me, like, you know, only put your people in there that you really know, to like he's got like 500,000, you know, in a short amount of time. So he does some classes, and you pay for it, but you sign up and then you go through a series and then it's done. If you want to go to the next level, then you pay more. But one time, well, this would be good stuff. I could get some from there and share back to you guys. And
I love it. I love it.
so,
Yeah.
you know,
I
Well,
think, the other thing about all this stuff is it's always changing, right? Like there's no,
Right.
that's kind of, I mean, what I love about this is you can't go to school for it and then just graduate and say, this is how social media is and what works. And so, I think all of us engaging, learning, bringing things back at different
Yeah.
times from, what we learn both from classes and then independently works is what makes this squad wonderful. So Laura, I love that. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what you learn.
yeah, we'll see if I can figure it out. Because my attention span kind of like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's a lot of work. Even like all these different filters. I'm like, yeah, I'll probably do a couple of them.
At
But
least we know you're going to give us the info, whether or not you want to do it or
Yeah.
not. We know you're going to be able to digest it well for us.
yeah, don't
Yeah.
ask me to come and Anyway, I was just pulling up Kevin's to see how many people he has, just so you know.
I love it. I love it.
I was going to share one more tip.
Oh, I love it, Dana.
And Liz, I'm sure you know this, right? But when you're on LinkedIn and your little profile picture and you see a green solid dot on someone's profile picture, that means that not only are they online, but they're online via their desktop. If you see a white circle with the green dot, that means they're on their phone on LinkedIn. Why would that be important? Why does anyone think a distinction between like phone versus desktop might be, right?
But you can text them on their phone.
Yeah, or if they're on their mobile, it might not be the best time for me to be engaging in a DM with them, right? Like if I'm really looking like,
There you go.
I want to wait and they're on their desktop, that's probably the prime time for me to send them a DM. They're green. I know they're active. It's opportunity for me to get engagement right away. Or if they're on their phone, chances are they're like me on their phone and they're just scrolling through their feed to make some engagements and do some things, not necessarily get into a conversation. So I thought that those were two interesting views to recognize, so you know really where someone is, and you don't waste precious minutes. None of us have that.
So if I'm going to see these colored dots in like the messaging.
No, on their actual picture.
On their profile.
Go to message me. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm in LinkedIn. Go to message me on LinkedIn and you should see a green dot on my picture.
Do you want to share your screen, Molly, so everybody sees? Or
Sure. Hold on a second.
The other thing I will say, because I think Dana, yep. So hit message.
Yep.
see a
Right
little
there.
You can see the little green dot there
Yeah.
for me. Like
And
I can
see Tara up here in my messenger. I can see Tara is looking at her desktop also.
Yep. But one below, it looks like they're on their mobile.
Yep. Okay.
Now, the other thing that I will say is that from a online perspective, I use that as well too. But a lot of times it's like, is it Friday night? Is it Saturday night? Is it Sunday night? And are they on their mobile too? Because a lot of times it's like, hey, following up on that email I sent you, sure you got lost, want to just bump it up, right? And if you can catch someone, especially like kind of when they're scrolling too on an off time. Now I'm not going to make a cold connection then, right? Like Dana, to your point, but if you're trying to connect with someone that wants to connect with you, but they're super busy, like that's a great way of saying, oh my gosh, they're on LinkedIn right now, on their phone or anything. Hey, I'm going to shoot you a quick message and be like, hey, just checking in, like whatever that message is to you. So huge to kind of understand that and understand where they are. A lot of executives, especially, and sales folks, we are all chronically online on LinkedIn now. And so weekends does not mean that people are not on there. And sometimes it actually can be better for DMs if you're playing that game the right way as well, too. So Guys, especially, women usually are busy on weekends with kids, but guys seem to have some free time. I don't know how that works. How does that work? It's shocking.
Yeah.
Anyways, I digress. Great tip, Dana. Molly, don't clip that part either, okay? But it's true.
No.
And very nice to meet you, Tara, and thank you for the invite.
Hmm.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Molly, you were going to share something. I interrupted you. So
Um,
you all go to Kevin Box. He has 213,000 followers.
That's awesome.
Are they open connections?
I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
like how you
So
think-
that's the interesting thing about LinkedIn is you can have unlimited followers, but you can only max out at 30,000 connections. So be picky about your connections, especially as you start now. Like I'm at like 9,000 connections, so I got a lot of room. So I'm probably not being 100% picky. I'm only being about 80%. So like if they're in mortgage finance somewhere, I'm probably accepting it, right? If it's some like random dude, Prince Muhammad, whatever, I'm not probably accepting it, right? It's just not relevant.
Well, and I think
And a
Go ahead,
quick
Tara.
note in that search bar for all filters, if you put in loan originator and then just leave a space and put branch manager and then a space, you can run like 4 or 5 title searches.
with
Okay.
just a space between them,
Just a space between
are
them.
you, I want to say a swear word right here, kidding me?
Okay, listen, we got to do
you-
this again. I got to capture steps. So somebody share their screen again and let's walk step by step back through it because we went super fast last
Okay.
time.
Hold
And
on.
I'm a step capturer.
Hold on. I'll share my screen, but I'm like,
Yeah, are you effing
I'm
kidding
gonna
me?
cry right now. Now my computer doesn't want to work. Are you kidding me? You can do a string search of all of those at the same insert expletive here time? Because I
Yes.
don't trust Molly that much to not. This is crazy. That's awesome. Okay, my computer's freezing. My computer's excited too.
Yeah.
That sounds like a personal problem that requires medication.
Well, I mean,
Um,
that's what my psychiatrist would say too, if we're being honest about all of this. So fair.
Molly, maybe share yours. Is yours?
yeah, I think I'm in the right spot too. Okay, hold on a second.
I mean, seriously, this is paid level stuff on this call right now, guys.
Yeah, I'm almost hesitant
so
to
just
say.
if you'll go and if you so you have to open the connection itself, like if you wanted to get Kathleen or whatever, you have to open that
Oh.
person.
Okay. So let me look at people.
Open.
So if you just go into your network and then grab your connections.
Yep.
Okay.
And okay, so grab somebody that's in like lending.
Well, you can even do search from oh, you're right. Yep. Sorry. Let me shut up and let you work your magic. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I know Heather is in lending. Okay, so I can click on her, Heather.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay, so
now.
where it says 416 connections,
Mhm.
is Dana writing this down?
Yes, I am.
Okay, then go up to the top and get rid of first. And then go over to all filters.
Would you not click third plus
Second.
two?
Nope, you just take first out.
Okay.
Go over to all filters. And
Okay.
then scroll down. And where it says title, type in like loan officer, branch manager, but you leave a space between the words. And then if you hit show results, says there are no results found.
Well, she only had
Pick
400.
Dana. Search for Dana and do that through Dana. I bet that she'll have it.
Okay.
So you'd have to go back to your network. Go back to your network. My dog is really misbehaving.
Can't hear a single thing if that's the case.
Okay, here's Dana. And here's her.
Her connections are
Oh.
locked.
Yeah, you ain't getting my stuff. Which, by the way, we should probably share how to lock ours down if we don't want our connections. Maybe we save that for the next
Look
cohort.
for me. See if my connections are locked, Molly. I honestly don't know if I locked mine or not.
Yeah, it's just a simple
Okay.
settings thing, but
Nope.
no,
she didn't
you
lock 'em.
open, sis. You open.
Share the
Okay.
wall. Try to do
I'm
what
gonna-
I do. Try
I'm
to
gonna
do what
get rid
I
of-
do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
so go to
Jayla?
all filters and then type in whatever keywords you think might be in Liz's connections.
Same thing. CEO, underwriter, loan officer, real estate agent. I have all those. Whatever you want to do. We can do a bunch of different ones.
Okay.
And then hit show results. Says they're not showing up.
I have them.
It doesn't make any sense because they should be
Hit,
showing up.
hit edit search and just try to do just one of those, Molly.
Okay, let's see.
Try
Liz-
CEO.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, get rid of the first. Go to all filters. And I'm going to put in here CEO.
There you go.
Ah.
So now that URL up at the very top, see that big long line of gobbledygook?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it ends CEO.
Mm-hmm.
So if you grab that list, you could put it in like a Dripify. But if you had put in like CEO, loan officer, they would each show with a space between them.
Mm.
That's how it's designating what that list is. So if you wanted to put it in a Dripify campaign, you would title it as CEO campaign because everyone in that campaign is a CEO.
See, when you say grab that long thing, you're just copying it and then pasting it into Dripify?
Yep.
Okay.
Because that's going to give Dripify all the LinkedIn emails for those individuals.
Shut the front door.
I wonder how much
It's-
Dripify is. I'll just
I
check.
think the cheapest Dripify is $59 a month. It's not inexpensive, but if you want to run a campaign through LinkedIn that you never have to touch, that does all these things, like goes out and endorses them for a skill, goes and looks at their profile, goes and it puts emails in there. If you attach your account to an SMS text, it'll send them texts. It's kind
Right
of
on.
because if you're working in LinkedIn, because Dripify captures all that, it's just one less thing you're having to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very interesting. I mean, definitely very cool. I'm interested in kind of what this gives off of everything else. So super cool. Love having a new tool that we can play with. And I'm gonna play around with that space filter and see if I can get it to work on my connections as well too. And so when I do, I'll let you guys know kind of what I found and what was the problem, because that's pretty cool stuff. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Yeah. It's
Even
just-
if you can't get, the multiple title searches, even if you're just running it over and over, you're still way ahead of where you were. So
100%. And that was just one connection, right?
correct.
Like, can you
Yeah.
imagine how you build out when if you chose 10, 20 connections? Now, some of them, so Dee, that raises a good question. So let's say I choose 10 connections and half of those connections have shared peoples. Will Dripify only put them in once and take out any duplicates?
Yes.
Yeah, sweet.
You can set it to not double dip.
Yeah, right on.
So it really is pretty smart as far as that's concerned, because I've run these campaigns and I hit up people like Sue Woodard. So that Sue Woodard's connections are going to have lots of other joint. So the system will automatically dedupe for me. Yes.
Very
Nice.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah. That's
I love
awesome.
it.
she's a prime candidate. Go get all of her contacts if she hasn't locked those down.
They're not locked down.
Oh man.
I love it.
But
She's
see-
sharing the wealth. She's
Yeah.
sharing the wealth. And I love it. I do
You
have a
lock it down.
I do have
I'm
a
gonna
hard
lock it
stop
down.
I
Is
have
that
to jump
under this?
for on y'all. So I want to say
Okay, but before you go, no, I have to tell you something real quick.
yes, yes.
Okay. I really want to say thank you to you all for showing up and inspiring me. I've seen huge progress in my LinkedIn presence, and it's because we're doing this together and we just continue showing up. And I sent you this ebook that I wrote, and you are the very first people to see it. I sent Dana like a rough, ugly copy like a week ago, and that's on purpose, because it's you all that inspired this, and the idea is it's 365 prompts to help you look like a boss on LinkedIn, and it's all divided in different categories. So my hope is that if you're feeling stuck, if you're need just an idea or whatever, just open the page and boom, 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 done. And I really am grateful to you ladies. I love you all. And
Molly, thank you so much for that.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Yeah, thank you for your commitment to this
welcome.
community, and you are leading by example. You're not just saying, "Hey, other people should do it." You're doing the work. So that's
only in
amazing.
this instance, not all the time.
Hey, we're all learning, we're all growing, we're all doing it. So that's
Yep.
awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing and definitely a tool that we all can use, right? Because there's not a day that we all aren't stuck saying, what the do we need to talk about? So I love it.
Exactly. I'm gonna offer it. I'm gonna send it to all of our members, not just LinkedIn Squad, but all the rest of the Athena's Council members in the morning. And then, anyone who's a member can get it for free, and I'll sell it on the Athena's Council website to raise, if you don't want a membership, that's great. You can buy the ebook or gift it,
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you for posting about women in finance, the housing one, because I wasn't part of that group, and that's a great discount. I took advantage of that because,
Good.
technically not, as a consultant. So that was a great one. So I loved that share out. Any women's organizations that any of us are a part of, I love that we're sharing them, right? Because it's just making each of those networks that much stronger.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Well, I gotta bounce. Love you. Mwah.
Thanks,
Bye.
ladies.
Again.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.